Welcome viewers to yet another interesting episode of Spark Igniting Minds.
I thought soil is the best metaphor for whatever is happening in the present day situation, whether it is oil crisis, whether it is the economic crisis of the world, everything is related to the soil. As one, like we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, even in our own culture, if they would have thought like that, this would haven't happened like this. So there are certain countries who have got all the resources but they still fail. It is all about the leadership.
It's truly an honor to interact with founder herself of Spark Igniting Minds, an author, a publisher, has served in NCC for 32 long years shaping the youth of this country and retired as captain. You wear so many hats and I can go on. Whispers of the Soil is not merely a book about geopolitics, oil, rivers, ports or wars. It's a book about leadership. The central idea of the book is that geography centers constraints, resource create pressures, but leadership determines whether nation move forward, conflict or cooperation. Through case studies from different parts of the world, the book explores how leaders, institutions and societies respond to challenges involving oil, water, trade, roots, debt, environmental crisis, war and reconstruction. The book brings the underlying question throughout the book is, can leadership transform resources into prosperity and conflict into cooperation? The themes, resources and power, leadership and decision making, institutional leadership, strategic thinking, long-term governance, economic resilience, environmental stewardship, war and reconstruction, international cooperation. The book ultimately argues that the nation prosper not merely because of geography or resources, but because of the quality of leadership and institution guide them. To start, Captain Sahana, what inspired you to connect leadership, geopolitics and natural resources into one narrative framework?
So actually I had been watching geopolitics on the news. And there were conflicts, border issues, there were treaties, and all this actually developed a curiosity in me. Like, what is the history behind these conflicts? Why are nations failing? Why are nations flourishing? Some of the nations fail, some of the nations flourish. Why all this is happening? So I just wanted to explore. It all started with a kind of curiosity. Then at first I thought I was writing about resources, I was writing about land, I was writing about geography, I was writing about oil crisis and all of that. But suddenly I came to a profound position saying that why don't I give leadership insights for all these incidents. Almost 75 incidents I have put into my book, and so after each of the incident or the event, learning about the leader, the land, the people, the geography, what is the insight behind that? So that curiosity led into a profound conviction. And I thought leadership is all about power. Leadership is about wearing garlands, taking garlands and then cutting red tapes, taking photographs. This was this thing. And then I came to know many of the leaders, they think only till the next elections. The leadership is not till the next elections. A leader should think 30 years ahead for his nation. Okay, it is for the next generation he should think. That's why this book started all with.
What a wonderful thought. It resonates our thought. As you told, leadership is not about next 5 years, 10 years. Leadership is about thinking for next generation. It's truly profound. Moving on, why did you choose soil as a central metaphor
Yeah.
for exploring the geopolitics, leaders, and history?
Yeah, soil is that which has got lots of things to say. Soil always whispers, I feel, because soil is the blood, soil is the food, soil is a resource, soil is a treasure, soil is prosperity, and on this same soil, there are, many empires which has left scars on it. Okay, so there were wars on the soil. People also enjoyed the resources, and because of that, there were a lot of blood also. So I thought soil is the best metaphor for whatever is happening in the present day situation, where whether it is oil crisis, whether it is the economic crisis of the world, everything is related to the soil.
Soil.
Because soil is also the land, soil is also about the civilization which lives on that land.
I really like the way that you have connected how the soil, because the soil does not confines to soil alone. The various definition of soils you have weaved through. We really like the connection in between the soils that what you're talking
Thank
about.
you, Chirant.
Captain Sahana, during your research, was there any discovery that fundamentally changed your own understanding of global affairs?
Yeah, definitely. Because I told you, I started with a curiosity. I didn't know where the book will lead to. But as I kept on researching, I came to a conclusion. There was a transformation in myself. For example, if you take the Indus River sharing between India and Pakistan, it was not any political leader who made the treaty. It was Eugene Black. Okay, he made the treaty and he divided the waters between two rival nations. And this lasted for 64 years. Though India and Pakistan are fighting for so long, but still the engineers, the institution, they were all working together. And there was very, without any conflict, the river waters were shared for almost 64 years. So this kind of thinking for a long, solving the problems or solving the crisis is what I discovered while I was writing the book. So that I want to become a political leader and bring certain change in the society. But then I realized it is not all about photographs or cutting red tapes. It is about the leadership, about thinking beyond the immediate gains.
So you were kind of redefining leadership, as you told that leader is not merely directing. Leader is about leading by themselves. Can we conclude this as a leadership for a movement?
Yes, leaders should not only direct, they should be in the front.
Correct. They should
and
lead.
They should be the problem solvers.
Correct.
They should know what is really happening between the nations and how, without any conflict, how the nations can navigate without conflicts, with cooperation, with coordination, and with a kind of peace and happiness. That is the responsibility of the leader.
Well said, Captain Sahana Sundar. One of the strongest ideas, in the book is that resources do not negotiate, but people do.
Yes.
Why did you feel, it was important to shift the focus from resources themselves to leadership?
Yeah, because resources are restraints. All nations which have got good natural resources might have succeeded, might have not succeeded also. True. There are a number of nations who don't have that strategic positions or geographic positions, but still they have done better than the nations which have got a geographic strategy, which have got resources in them.
True.
So it is all, it is not all about geography, it's not all about resources. It is a man who is on this soil, on the geography,
Directing
that, he matters. He is the one who shapes the destiny of the nations. It's not the geography nor the resources. It is the leader who shapes the destiny of nations. A country like Japan, after the destruction, 1945 destruction, how did it rebuild itself?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How did the economy grew there? Is it because of the resources?
Certainly not.
Yeah. So there are certain countries who have got all the resources but they still fail. It is all about the leadership.
Leaders what matters a lot
Yes.
than the resources itself.
Yes.
I completely agree. I mean, one of the best examples you could have narrated was Japan after the attack of
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
The
But
way they have come
still,
out.
the automobiles you see, they are doing
They
very
are
good.
number one in the world.
They are number
manufacturers.
one in the
Yeah.
world. How did all this happen?
Leaders what matters is what.
Leader is what matters, and the attitude of the leaders. Like in today's leadership, it is not about the getting along with the people who have got political ideologies or religious ideologies. It is about the corridors, you can say, the trade corridors,
corridors.
getting partnership with the people who affect our trade. That is future leadership,
True.
I can say.
Completely agree. Captain Sahana, throughout the book, leaders who read people correctly succeed, while those who assume too much often fail. Do you think modern leadership today suffers from the impatience and preconceived narratives?
Yes, definitely the modern leadership, because you can see in the world today, how many wars are happening? Russia, Ukraine war.
This is the third world we are living in.
Yeah, so if the leaders had that kind of a patience and that kind of a resilience and without any ego, if they would have thought of the world as one, like we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, even in our own culture, if they would have thought like that, this would haven't happened like this. We wouldn't have gone through any economic crisis. People would have lived more peacefully. It would have been a happy world. Because when you see the children, we are taught, even the children are taught. I saw a very beautiful Instagram reel where the children, they say, where am I going to hide now? The wars are happening. I don't know where is the place. What is this going on? And while we were children, we were taught how to share toys with each other, how to spread love with each other.
True.
But what is happening to us today? Our education is hampered. We don't know where to go, where to hide.
I agree, Captain Sundar. So what you're talking about, I guess it's all about the ego, which plays an important role at the cost of the nations. As you rightly told, if they were talking about one nation, one world as what we lived through, it would have been a much better world today what we're living in. Let's move on. In your opinion, what separates a strategic leader from a merely powerful leader?
Yeah, a merely powerful leader is always thinking about how well he can portray himself in front of the world. He is always thinking like how people should look at me for this short period of these 5 years, and he is not at all bothered. Like for example, in the Aral Sea, what we are talking about, because they grew cotton,
Correct.
because it got economy to the country.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so a lot of cotton were grown, but then the soil was became useless there,
Right.
and the seas receded.
Right.
The leader never thought of the natural resource there to preserve the natural resource.
Correct.
He was thinking of immediate gains, how to see that my country, becomes economically good for that short period.
Correct.
But he spoiled the whole resources there.
Resources.
Yeah. So this short time. All political leaders. Work for short-term gains. That's what I have seen. But while as strategic leaders, like I told you the example of Eugene Black, or maybe even in Bangladesh, Yunus, who started the Grameen Bank.
Correct.
And in many other places like this, who have really worked on the institutions, they have come up. Even during the 2008 crisis, where there was a crack in the economic order.
Right.
So even that time, it was the institutions, it was the banks which really helped each other, or that is how the, for example, Drake. Of Europe, because America very soon, because it was one country, very soon it solved its economic, it became very stable. But Europe had a long time to come back to that stability. That time it was Draghi, his name is Draghi. So Draghi was the one who said, he gave a psychological statement, only one psychological statement that he gave.
Correct.
That stabilized the European banks. That stabilized the economy of the Europe. So it is not about the powerful leader, it is about the leader who uses strategy to take the nation forward.
So it is the visionary, the leader has to be a visionary.
Yes.
So that, he drives the economy.
Yes.
Not merely, as you told, showing the power. So thank you for enlightening us that visionary is one of the characteristics of the leadership.
Correct. He should have a vision. Ahead.
Right.
20 years ahead, 30 years ahead. So that visionary leader can take the country forward. Can make the people happy.
I completely agree with you.